Hello, my name is Barbara Elvira Hokkanen, and this is Angel Talks. And it is 3:02 a.m. on the 21st of March 2019. So I think it's spring. I think it's officially spring, if I'm not mistaken. So that's nice. So, my dears, let's just move everything over, make room for some cachet. Put the ashtray over here. Let's break out some weed here. This is the weed. This is what we have here. And I'm just going to bring some out like this. And just pop it in the grinder. Super dry weed. Super dry. Some sharp little things there. There's one. Unchain my heart. You bother me night and day. Unchain my heart. You worry me night and day. Unchain my heart. I think of you night and day. Unchain my heart. Set me free. Unchain my heart. You bother me night and day. Unchain my heart. You worry me night and day. Unchain my heart. I'm sick of thinking of you. Unchain my heart. Set me free. Unchain my heart. You ain't coming to me. Unchain my heart. I'm tired of waiting for thee. Unchain my heart. You bother me all day. Unchain my heart. Set me free. Unchain my heart. sick of thinking of you. I unchain my heart. I wanna smoke this here joint. Unchain my heart. Set me free. Unchain my heart. Set me free. Set me free. I really wanted to do this podcast. I really, really wanted to. Like, I thought it was important for me to do this. I had watched a movie, two movies. One called Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore with Ellen Burstyn and Chris Christopherson and Harvey Keitel. And I thought, she really has to figure out what she wants to do, and she does. She wants to be a singer. And then I saw another Alice movie. It was on TCM, Turner Classic Movies. Another Alice movie called just Alice, and it was by Woody Allen. And it had cameos of a number of famous people. Sybil Shepherd and Jodie Foster and Bernadette Peters, starred Mia Farrow and John Hurt, and it was another look at a certain type of life where that Alice was privileged at the beginning of the movie. She was married to a rich guy, but she was living a lie and not doing what she wanted to do. And then at the end, close to the end, she goes to visit Mother Teresa in India, and then she just completely changes her life and focuses on her children rather than how many pairs of shoes she has, and day trips spent all day shopping and getting manicures and pedicures. She focuses on her children. So I thought, what do I really, really want to do? And definitely I feel called to do this podcast, looking into the stories that are in the Bible and the verses that are in the Bible. And as I've said before, I have read the Bible through twice for sure, but I have been involved in studying the Bible for many years, as I have been going to church since I was a young girl, about age maybe 6 is when I started to go to church. But and I became a born-again Christian at a very young age, I'd say about 7. As soon as I understood what the story was, then I jumped right on the bandwagon and said, yes, I want to be born again. And then I was baptized a couple of times in my life. And now I don't look so blindly like I did before, like just blind faith in what they were saying, what other people were saying. And that's what it is in school. You study what they want you to study. And there's never any questioning what they want you to study. You just take it for fact. Like in history, you study the dates and memorize the dates of certain battles and things like that. But I certainly feel that a lot of history is complete fiction because there is no actual proof of anything going on past, I don't know, not that long, a couple hundred years. Then where's the fact? The facts, where are the facts? I think things can be made up very easily and by powerful men, rich powerful men that are in a position to make things up and have books set up that have absolutely nothing to do with any real truth of anything. Just made up books by rich powerful men. And books made to look old. But what's a book? A book is simply a collection of man's thoughts. So where's the proof of anything, really? The proof. So you just have to think, well, it's coming from man. And that's that. Okay, so let's do my beauty people. If anybody's watching, if you are. Unchain my heart, I worry night and day. Unchain my heart, I worry about you. Unchain my heart, I can't live without you. Unchain my heart so we can be free. So we can be free. Okay, let's just have a little peek here what we got going on. We have our Bible, we have our trusty tiger mug. Right here. I'll open this up. Oh, let me just rub my eye. You bother me night and day. Unchain my heart, set me free. Unchain my heart, set me free. Unchain my heart, set me free. Okay, it's 3:16 a.m. on March 21st, 2019. And it is Thursday. Let's do a left hand random pick. LHRP. I'll just put this little joint right there. And here's the Bible. And I'm going to move it right over here. And there's nothing here or here or there is something here, but I'm not going to pick that. But I can show it there. Doesn't matter. Okay, left hand random pick. I'll say my heart. which is front or back, but it's, oh, it's in, oh, yikes. It's on, it's on the general index. It is on, well, it's on general index. And Ruth is the page. And it's 1408. Page 1408. And it is actually, I'll show you what it's on. It's 3111, then line, then Saphira. Sappira. Saphira. So that's what it's just like right, just like that. Just like the right on Sa, the 111 and the line. But it's right beside 5 of righteousness. 5 of righteousness. Righteousness. Okay. And it is actually sacrifices. The heading is sacrifices. Sacrifices. And they have 1, examples of, 2, insufficient, 3, human, 4, of praise, 5, of righteousness. So sacrifices, examples of righteousness, sacrifices. Okay, and that was just that. We're going to do it again. Left hand random pick, and we're going to get right into the book. I'm checking my heart, set me free. Okay, year. It's on year. Year. And the word is year old. Year old. And the verse is Ezekiel, Ezekiel, Ezekiel 46:13. And it is every day you are to provide a year-old lamb without defect for a burnt offering to the Lord. Morning by morning you shall provide it. They must be fucking kidding. This is what really, it's important that we hit this one. I've wanted to hit one of these. Because this is what it is. God does not require anybody to sacrifice anything for any reason. It's not necessary to sacrifice some animal to please God. That's only man is thinking that something has to be done for God, that's going to please God somehow. Like, I really, really do not believe that we have to shed blood to prove anything to God. Really. Like, I totally believe that we don't have to do this. And this is the Old Testament. And I'm going to read chapter 46 of Ezekiel until the part that I picked. So I'm just going to read what this is all about here. Read Ezekiel 46. This is what the Sovereign Lord says. The gate of the inner court facing east is to be shut on the 6 working days, but on the Sabbath day and on the day of the new moon it is to be opened. The prince is to enter from the outside through the portico of the gateway and stand by the gatepost. The priests are to sacrifice his burnt offering and his fellowship offerings. He is to worship at the threshold of the gateway and then to go out, but the gate will not be shut until evening. On the Sabbaths and the new moons, the people of the land are to worship in the presence of the Lord at the entrance to the gateway. The burnt offering the prince brings to the Lord on the Sabbath day is to be 6 male lambs and a ram, all without defect. The grain offering given with the ram is to be an ephah, and the grain offering with the lambs is to be as much as he pleases, along with a hin of oil for each ephah. On the day of the new moon, he is to offer a young bull, 6 lambs, and a ram, all without defect. He is to provide a grain offering, 1 ephah with the bull, 1 ephah with the ram, and 1 with lambs, as much as he wants to give, along with a hin of oil with each ephah. When the prince enters, he is to go in through the portico of the gateway, and he is to come out the same way. When the people of the land come before the Lord at the appointed feasts, whoever enters by the north gate to worship is to go out to the south gate, and whoever enters by the south gate is to go out of the north gate. No one is to return through the gate by which they entered, but each is to go out the opposite gate. The prince is among them, going in when they go in and going out when they go out. At the festivals of the appointed feasts, the grain offering is to be an ephah, and a bull with a bull, an ephah with a ram, and 1 with lambs, as much as one pleases, along with a hin of oil for each ephah. When the prince provides a freewill offering to the Lord, whether a burnt offering or fellowship offering, the gate facing east is to be opened for him. He shall offer a burnt offering as he does on the Sabbath day. Then he shall go out, and after he has gone out, the gate will be shut. Every day you are to provide a year-old lamb without defect for a burnt offering to the Lord. Morning by morning you shall provide it. You are also to provide with grain morning by morning a grain offering consisting of a 6th ephah and a 3rd hin of oil to moisten the flour. This is like, can you see? This is complete. You must be kidding me. This is what the sovereign Lord says. The gate of the inner court facing the east is to be shut on the 6 working days, but on the Sabbath day and on the day of new moon it is to be opened. It's complete man-made. God did not give us measurements of anything on our bodies. Nothing gives us measurement. We never came out with measurement. It's only man that makes up these things to measure and to give each other. And you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. You have to give me this, give me this, give me this, give me this. God doesn't need an ephah of oil or a hin of raspberry juice. It's just man-made. It's man-made, and it has nothing to do with God, nothing whatsoever. And you wonder why the Jews have such trouble. It's because they do this. They live by these rules. These, I don't even know if they live by that, but I think there is really a lot of rules that, I mean, I shouldn't talk because I don't know exactly what they do, but I know it's a lot of ritual. And I know ritual is not what God wants. That mindless going through rituals, that's not what God wants. That is not what God says to do. And the minute they say that's what God says for you to do, you know that's a lie, because God never says to do anything like that. You go through nature, there's nothing that says you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. The seasons change as they do. We don't hear God saying, seasons you have to change. We don't hear anything like that. That you have to change on this day, you have to do this on this day, this on this day. No, you can see the seasons do what they want, when they want, the sun and the moon. It's the earth that's turning. So, it's the earth that's turning. The sun and the moon don't move at all. They just stay put. Or does the moon go around the earth? The earth goes around the moon? I don't know. When it comes to stuff like that, astronomy, I don't know much about the stars and the moon, except I asked the sun and the moon to adopt me, so they did. But let me just, anyway. So that is not what the sovereign, not what God, our Maker, says. The truth is, you don't have to give anything to anybody. You do not have to give anything to anybody. To anybody. God never says you have to give anything to anybody, not to your kids, not to church, not to... God doesn't say give anything to anybody. It's man that says to give it. The charities, it's all man wanting to grab the money. Man made up the money, and God gave man the idea to make up money, and man made up the institutions that glean the money. They want to collect it, the agencies that collect the money. So the Catholic Church collects the money. That's what they do. They put on a show for you with all the robes and the talking in Latin or whatever they do, and the chanting. It's all a show that you have to memorize to be part of the club. And you sure as hell have to pay money to get there. And you gotta dress for it, otherwise they'll sit you in the back pew. Not with the people who are all dressed up. I've been told to stay away from a church. I've been told to stay away from church. By my brother. But that's Christianity. That's Christianity. I do not believe in Christianity. Oh, there are some good points, but let me just say, the whole basis of it is a complete lie. A total and complete fabrication. No, I don't believe in Christianity. I believe in love, and I believe that we have a maker that wants to communicate with us. And that communication is not in a holy building, because any place can be holy. A barn can be holy. As you know, Jesus was barely born in a barn, so in a stable. So that can be holy. Any place is holy. This whole earth is holy. God is everywhere. God could be the air for all we know. The very air we breathe could be God. And it's only God that says, no, stop breathing now. Or we don't know who does. But it's a sure bet that God will communicate with you in your own mind. The second you start thinking about God, God is right, eager to communicate with you. God will make himself known to you if you ask for him to show himself to you. God will. God always does. I feel God right within my own mind. And like keeping me so comfortable. God keeps me comfortable. I just feel very, very secure and loved with God. You could say, I could say I don't need anybody, but I do. I need people. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. People who need people are the luckiest people in the world. I'm here for people. I'm definitely here for people. Like, I am really here for people and for God. But first, I'm here for my children and for God. That's my calling. That's my calling, my loves. And that's why I want to do the podcast, because this way I don't have to meet any people. I can just give my message right through this podcast. And if there's anybody who's feeling like lonely or sad, just think, what is the thing that would make you the happiest on earth? What would make you the happiest? Would it be to buy yourself something, or eat something, or talk to someone, or do something, take a trip? Like, do something that is going to make you happy. Maybe it's as simple as making a cup of coffee. Like, if that's going to make you happy, then by God, do it. Do whatever it is that makes you happy. My sweethearts, if you can give off a good vibe, that you're happy in your, like, in your mind, you say, yeah, that makes me happy. Puts a little smile on your face. What does that? What does it? Babies, do it. Do it. Do it till you're satisfied. Do it. Do it. Do it till you're satisfied. Do it. And hopefully it's not something that's going to hurt somebody. That's the point. Because you open up a world of trouble if you're going to hurt somebody. You open up a world of trouble that gives you bad karma. The person who's dishing out the pain and suffering is going for bad karma. And I definitely believe in karma. Definitely. It's called karma, but I call it C-A-R-M-A, karma. I love driving. I love driving. I've been driving since I was about 16, 17 years old. And I love driving. And karma is a bitch. And you can bet that God is karma. What goes around comes around. It does. It is true. It is true. It is true. It is true. But more so than what goes around comes around, that karma is real. Karma is real. And if you are hurting somebody, it will come back on you 1,000,000 times worse. And especially if God is really close to those who have been hurt, karma really comes back and will bite. It's wicked. So I try to give off a good vibe. It's like I have no problem with religions, but they gotta be telling the fact that it's only man's imagination that came up with the rules that they're all, these religions are hinging on. It's only man-made. Don't tell them. God didn't tell you when to get up in the morning. God never told you when to get up in the morning. So why is man telling you when to get up in the morning? It's only man makes up the whole society and the whole working system is all man-made. That's the truth. God never told you when to get up in the morning. God never told you when to get up in the morning. Who's telling you? Who's telling you? And why? The purpose? What's the point? So that's what I'm saying. If somebody is getting up at the crack of dawn to go into an office, drive an hour through heavy traffic to get to an office, to do something that is like pushing papers, or something that's completely man-made to do, then God came up with all that, and if you have stress because of all that you brought it on yourself. God didn't tell you you have to do any of that stuff. That's just your greed and your desire to have a certain picture of life. We have pictures of life. Pictures of life. How are you going to spend your day? And who's to say what is the right picture? But we have certain elements that have to be taken care of. Food, shelter, food and shelter. We have to come up with food and shelter. So you have to be able to attain those things. And clothing. Clothing. So you need those things too. But it's how you get them is where the work comes in. It's how you get them. So you have to decide what you want to do. And my suggestion is, do something that you really fucking enjoy doing. Like that you really enjoy doing. That's what I do. I do really what I enjoy doing. I do. That's how I've lived my life. And there was a time I went to school for enjoyment, and I was told to do that, and I did it, and it was expected of me, and I did it. But that was the only organized thing I've really done. That's the only organized thing I've really done. Anyway, right hand random pick. RHRP. Right hand random pick. And we can see here, like this. And I'm just going to go like this. Right hand random pick. Oh, okay. I love this. I got this before, and this is one of my favorite verses. Of. One of my favorite two verses. Favorite two verses. Favorite two verses, yeah. Okay, it's underlined. It's underlined, and it is James. And see where this one's. It wasn't what I picked. It wasn't the book. Okay, it's of. So it is James 1:6. But when he asks, he must believe and not doubt, because he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, tossed and blown by the wind. Okay. And I'm just going to read James. Oh, so it was of. 1:6. It was of the sea. Okay, James 1:5. Okay. If any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him. But when he asks, he must believe and not doubt, because he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. That man should not think he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all he does. Okay, now I'm just going to read James 1 to 6. James 1, 1 to 6. Read James 1, 1, 1 to 6. I will read that. James, a servant of God and the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes scattered among the nations, greetings. And the heading is Trials and Tribulations. Trials and Tribulations. Okay. Consider it pure joy, my brothers, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith develops perseverance. Perseverance must finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything. If any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him. But when he asks, he must believe and not doubt, because he who doubts is like a wave of the sea, blown and tossed by the wind. Okay. And yes, so let me just explain that. So it says, consider it joy when you face trials of many kinds, because you know the testing of your faith develops perseverance. Okay, so anytime you have difficulty, gaining strength to get through that builds character, and strength is what you need to get through this life, because things will always come up, whether you're a flat tire on the way to work, somebody bitches at you at work, your husband bitches at you, you lose your job. These things, like, you'll find something else to do. You will find something else to do if you've lost your job. There are myriad of different things you could do. Anybody could do basically anything. Like, it depends how much you want to make and what you actually want to be spending your time doing. So you could even put an ad in the newspaper for something. But anyway, and of course my favorite 2 verses here are that any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault. So God will give you wisdom, which is what I have asked for repeatedly from God, to give me wisdom. And this is why I'm doing this podcast, because I believe that God has given me a certain special righteous wisdom from God, intellect from God, that in the true intelligence of knowing people's personalities and traits of people and knowing what makes a person tick, I believe God has helped me to gain a lot of wisdom concerning the plight of man and the condition of man and woman and children. So, let me also read this, James 1. God gives wisdom. So that's the important thing from that. And then let's just read James 1:17. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. He chose to give us birth through the word of truth, that we might be a kind of first fruits of all he created. Okay, I also read verse 18. But let me just read 17. Every good and perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of the heavenly lights, who does not change like shifting shadows. Well, every good and perfect gift is from above. Well, above, below, like I don't know about that, but our Creator gives us beautiful, everything beautiful is from God, and also from people, and but ultimately anything beautiful comes from God through people to us. But is God, he does not change like shifting shadows. You don't know what God is. We don't know what God is. If God is the air, then God is always shifting in shadows, and so we don't know that. But then 18, he chose to give us birth through the word of truth, that we might be a kind of first fruits of all he created. Well, whoever reads this, the words of this book, it's not truth. Like, there are some truths in it, but to take it verbatim and to say that the people are saying what they're saying verbatim, it's like people didn't say that, but some man said it, wrote it down, like some legitimate person, whoever it was, but saying that it was X person who wrote it or said it 1,000,000 years ago or 2,000 years ago is just not true. Just not true. Anyway, so first fruits of all he created, like what the hell is that really? Kind of first, we each have our own pulls and desires and wants and loves, and we're the first of ourselves. We're the pure version of ourselves, and we're not the first or the last. We're in between everything. So the truth, this book does not speak the truth all the time. You can analyze every single verse in it and say, is it, this is true, this is not true, this is not true, this is not true, this is true, this is true, this is true. There are truths in every book, but this is a book where there's truth and fiction. It's not all true, that's for sure. Okay, so that's it, I think. Okay, thank you. Let's smoke one more joint, shall we? Let's smoke another joint, and we have coffee here still. I'm here to help, my God. Please understand I'm here to help. Look at this beauty. The zigzag guy. As much as I love this guy, and I do because I love a good rolling paper, I adore people. My God, my heart is for God and the people and my children and my family. Oh, I love my family. But really, it's like I'm here for God and for mankind and womankind. And anybody who abuses anybody else or makes them cry or hurts them, that's bad karma. So just know karma is real. Karma is real. Really, really is. My beauties, just know karma's real. If you're gonna be mean, it'll come back to you. So you might as well be nice. That's my theory for the whole thing. Be nice. Nice doesn't mean you send a grenade into a market square and kill 20 people. Or go into a mosque where people are being reverent and fucking shoot them up. No. That's not being nice. That's being horrendous, and that is bad karma, anybody who does that. That's a world of trouble. That guy should be immediately killed. That in New Zealand, that was murdered all those people. That and injured, the injured ones. Oh my God, the lucky ones are the ones that died. The ones that are injured and have to live with the trauma. And anybody who does that, oh, come on. Do you really think you're going to have a good time of it? Now, what do each individual person believe? You don't know what each individual person believes. So you can't go there and say what you believe is not what I believe, so I'm going to kill you. You just can't foist your opinion on somebody like that. You cannot foist your opinion on someone like that. Can't you see that that's not right? And that's what the church does. It says it is definitively right when it is not even close. And that is where I have a big problem. When they say that what they're doing is for God. It's not. It's not. God doesn't need 200,000 church buildings with solid gold everything and people chanting in Latin. God does not need that. And for missionaries to go into countries in the wilderness and make people change everything they're doing, for what? For what? Let them believe what they want to believe. Let everybody believe what they want to believe. Every individual person has their own absolute custom belief. It could be an actual marriage of several different actual religions, what their mottos are, what their credos are. It could be a combination of many different things, each individual person. So don't say blanket statement, all Catholics are crazy, or all Muslims are terrorists. You can't do those blanket statements. You have to go to each individual person and say, what is your belief? And if their belief is different than yours, you sure as fuck don't kill them. You just say, okay, you want to live there, I'll live over here. And let's not argue or kill each other. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? I haven't studied religions. I just know from what I've heard, tell of different religions. And if it has a whole bunch of rules, that's not God. You don't see any rule book come out when you come out to shoot. Come out of the vagina. When you come out of the vagina, there's no rule book that comes out. Just a lot of blood. And it's not a pretty sight when you bring out all that blood. I didn't even see it when it come out of me. I didn't even see it. So, but you don't want to be doing that unless it's actually a natural thing, which childbirth is. Killing someone is not a natural thing. Okay, I think I'm gonna night beauties. Sing, sing a song, make it simple to last your whole life long. Don't worry if it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing, sing a song, sing, sing a song. Make it simple to last your whole life long. Don't worry if it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing, sing a song. Do 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 boo ba do 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 boo do ba dee doo. Do boo ba doo doo do do boo ba doo doo do 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 ba doo doo. Sing, sing a song. Make it simple to last your whole life long. Don't worry if it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing, sing a song. Sing, sing a song. Make it simple to last your whole life long. Don't worry if it's not good enough for anyone else to hear. Just sing a song. Singing is one of the great joys of life, if you like to sing. Some people, if it's too much of a chore to sing, and if you're worried if you sound good or whatever, sing, just sing it. God gave us beautiful music, and why not sing if you have a tune that you want to sing? Why not? Why not sing? Sing, 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 sing. Okay, my sweethearts, I think that's it for now. I love you all. God bless you all.